Tonight, reports of a new missile launch from North Korea, a new provocation from Kim Jong-un. We're live from Seoul with late details. Also, nursing home horror amid a criminal investigation. New details about the 8 seniors who died in sweltering heat, and over 100 more evacuated, some reportedly with body temperatures up to 106 degrees. What's the deal? Mixed messages from the president and from Democratic leaders regarding what was said over dinner about protecting dreamers and building the wall. A storm of anger on the right. Was there a missed warning that could have stopped the security breach that's hit nearly half of Americans? So many of you racing to freeze your credit. And the life-saving gift for music superstar Selena Gomez, shining a light on a misunderstood disease. Nightly News begins right now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, and thank you for being here tonight. There is breaking news as we come on the air this evening. There was word late today of a new missile launch from North Korea coming from the capital of Pyongyang. Japanese media is reporting the missile flew over northern Japan, the Japanese government broadcaster advising people to seek shelter. It comes weeks after North Korea claimed it tested a hydrogen bomb. Kim Jong-un continuing to rapidly develop his nuclear and missile programs, defiant in the face of threats from President Trump. We want to get right to NBC's Ron Allen in the region. He's in Seoul, South Korea. Ron, what's the latest from there?
Good morning, Lester. Yes, another major act of defiance by the North Koreans. We understand that missile flew some 2,000 miles in an easterly direction out over Japan. Important to note, it did not fly in a southerly direction toward the U.S. territory of Guam, which the North Koreans have threatened. The Japanese nor the American military did not attempt to shoot the missile down. They did not see it as a threat. It landed in the Pacific Ocean. Air raid sirens did go off in Japan, and people were told to take cover. Very similar to the test that the North Koreans conducted a couple of weeks ago. We also understand that in response, the South Koreans have now conducted a live fire exercise of their own ballistic missile. Nothing so far from the United States. We await to see how the Trump administration will respond. Lester?
Ron Allen in Seoul, where it is now Friday morning. Thank you. We're learning much more tonight about the circumstances that led 8 Florida nursing home patients to die in sweltering conditions in the aftermath of Hurricane Irma, including new questions about why the first patient's death apparently did not trigger emergency action. Our Gabe Gutierrez has the latest details.
Tonight, as investigators prepare to search this sweltering Florida nursing home, new details about the 8 senior citizens who died and the 145 who were evacuated. Some had body temperatures of 106 degrees, says the state senator who represents the area.
It's horrifying. I mean, you not to be callous, but people were literally baked to death.
Authorities revealing one of the 8 died on Tuesday and had a do not resuscitate order, so no one at the facility called 911, instead turning the body over to a funeral home. It wasn't until Wednesday at 3 a.m. the fire department got the first of several 911 calls.
The facility had some power. However, the building's air conditioning system was not fully functional.
87-year-old Edna Jefferson is among the survivors. Her daughter is outraged.
I'm extremely upset. I mean, words, you know, there are no words. Shame on you. Shame on you.
The facility's administrator says it's cooperating fully with authorities, that the center immediately contacted Florida Power and Light after Irma knocked out a transformer, and the staff continually checked on our residents' well-being. FPL says it provided power to at least part of the facility.
This hit me close to home.
State Senator Gary Farmer wants tougher regulations for patient-staff ratios, insurance requirements, and corporate accountability.
This facility is a perfect example. They've been cited dozens and dozens and dozens of times.
Also tonight, we're learning more about the victims, among them 84-year-old Betty Hibbard.
What a price to pay. What a price to pay. Not just my Betty, but all the people.
In 2014 and 2016, inspectors cited the facility, the Rehabilitation Center at Hollywood Hills, for failing to properly maintain a backup generator. Lester?
Gabe Gutierrez, thank you. Now to the growing controversy over what exactly happened when President Trump welcomed Democratic leaders to the White House for dinner. Mixed signals about whether they cut a deal to protect so-called dreamers from deportation and whether it would include funding for a border wall. Here's NBC News Chief White House correspondent Hallie Jackson.
Today, political ping pong, and caught in the middle, nearly 800,000 young immigrants brought here by their parents who could be deported if Congress can't cut a deal. For a few hours, it sounded like maybe they had after Democratic leaders dined with the president.
I know there's no done deal.
Well, it sounds like a deal to make a deal.
All I can say is there's a deal to be made.
We all agreed on a framework.
There is no agreement.
Are you confused? So is Congress. After a whirlwind 24 hours that started in the Blue Room, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, the president, and his team around the table. 2 hours later, the Democrats announced they'd agreed to save the DACA immigration program and work toward more border security, but not money for the border wall. Within minutes, overnight outrage from the president's base, who felt sold out. Laura Ingraham scoffing at what she called the art of the steal. Breitbart dubbing the president Amnesty Don. At 6 this morning, the walk back. No deal, tweeted the president, and no citizenship either.
No, we're not looking at citizenship. We're not looking at amnesty.
At almost the same time,
there is an eventual path to citizenship in the DREAM Act.
Bottom line, even the president says they are fairly close to a deal. But as always, devil's in the details, like whether conservatives will accept delaying the fight about money for that border wall.
They can't obstruct the wall, whether it's in a budget or something else, when we're ready for that.
For now, no sign the president will stop dealing with Democrats, like Schumer, caught on a hot mic today saying what a lot of lawmakers might be thinking.
He likes us. He likes me anyway.
Hallie Jackson, NBC News, the White House.
I'm Peter Alexander, the president tonight claiming progress on the premier promise of his campaign.
I think we're moving very rapidly on the wall. We're renovating large sections of walls. It'll be brand new by the time we finish.
But 8 months into his presidency, there is no formal plan for building the kind of wall the president's been touting for 2 years.
We're going to build a wall. Build a wall. Build a wall. Build a wall.
NBC News has learned the study President Trump ordered in January on how to fully secure the border yet to be finalized. The president's transition team did little to advance the project, according to a top transition official. And Border Patrol authorities concede prototypes for a proposed wall are months behind schedule. Not much has changed since April.
I don't know what it'll be made of. I don't know how high it will be. I don't know if it's going to, have solar panels.
If the president had all the money he needed to build the wall right now, they still wouldn't be able to do it because there are so many logistical hurdles in order to make it happen.
The president remains bullish.
The wall very soon, but the wall will happen.
But the obstacles are piling up. Many construction firms, fearing political retaliation, are shying away from what typically would be a highly sought-after and lucrative contract.
The current predicament is that firms are scared to participate in the wall project because they see a severe, potentially severe backlash.
Americans are expressing their doubts too. A new NBC News SurveyMonkey poll finds barely 4 in 10 support building that wall, 56% against it. A wall of opposition for one of the president's top priorities. And tonight on the trip back from touring hurricane damage in Florida, where he tried to buck up storm survivors and local officials, President Trump was asked about meeting with the Senate's only African-American Republican yesterday, and again brought up his controversial comments after Charlottesville that there were, in his words, bad dudes, not just among the white supremacists, but among the left-wing anti-fascist groups that came out to confront them. Lester?
Peter Alexander at the White House tonight. Peter, thank you. In the Caribbean, a desperate struggle is playing out in Irma's aftermath. On Tortola, the largest of the British Virgin Islands, the first civilian flight leaving the island took off today, more than a week after that tropical paradise suffered a direct hit. NBC's Stephanie Rule is there.
Driving from the airport into the center of Tortola, the images are heartbreaking. Homes destroyed, boats tossed.
Here we are at this marina. It's not just that boats are turned over. Many of these boats were on moorings out there in the water, ended up pulled all the way onto land.
Near the coastline, we meet Nolan Davis, who says he barely survived the storm.
The hurricane was taking the house apart. Pow!
Now his family is helping him start to pick up the pieces.
You lose your bed, you lose all your belongings, but we gotta go on.
More than a week after Irma slammed these islands, the necessities, food, water, power, are still scarce. Gas stations damaged and abandoned. Cell phone service is mostly out. We came here with Digicel, Their urgent mission is to repair cell phone towers here.
The islands have been devastated, but our job is to try and get the territory back up and running as quickly as possible.
Any two persons want to go to the U.S.?
Today, the rush to get out as people scramble to get on the first relief flight off the island. But for those still here, what's critical, how long the island's recovery will take and how quickly they can get tourists back to what was once a paradise. Stephanie Rule, NBC News, Tortola, British Virgin Islands.
There's new controversy tonight swirling around Google. Former employees have filed a lawsuit accusing the company of paying women less than their male counterparts and also denying them promotions. Let's get details from NBC's Jolene Kent.
Tonight, Google is facing a major lawsuit on behalf of all women who have worked at the tech giant over the last 4 years. 3 former employees, Kelly Ellis, Holly Pease, and Kelly Wazuri, say Google discriminates against women by systematically paying them less than men and denying them promotions. They're seeking a class action lawsuit saying Google's failure to pay female employees the same for substantially similar work has been and is willful.
These women are taking a risk about their careers, and I think they are showing great courage, but they are doing this because they feel that there's a wrong that needs to be righted.
In an email to NBC News, Google denied the claim, saying, "We disagree with the central allegations. We have extensive systems in place to ensure that we pay fairly. If we ever see individual discrepancies or problems, we work to fix them." Google's workforce is made up of 69% men and 31% women. Earlier this year, the Labor Department sued Google, also alleging compensation data revealed systemic compensation disparities against women across the workforce. Google has also denied those allegations. The ballooning controversy comes just weeks after Google fired engineer James Damore for writing an internal memo claiming women and men differ in their abilities because of biological causes.
This lawsuit has the potential to impact the way that Google is able to hire in the future, and that is a big deal.
Jolene Kent, NBC News, Los Angeles.
There is a new twist tonight in the Equifax security breach, which is affecting nearly every adult in the U.S. The company is now accused by a software supplier of failing to install a security patch months before it was hacked that it says might have prevented the breach. Here's NBC's Tom Costello.
Tonight, with reports that MasterCard and Visa are notifying banks that 200,000 of their customer credit card numbers were among those lost in the Equifax breach, public outrage continues to boil. In Texas, Michael Whipp's information was first stolen 2 years ago. Now, with the Equifax hack, he and his wife have frozen their credit reports. Total cost, $40.
It makes me angry that I have to pay these credit bureaus money to do what they should have been doing to begin with, and that's protect my information, my wife's information.
Credit scores aren't just used for loans and credit cards. They can also affect your ability to get a job, car insurance, rent an apartment, turn on the power, even sign up for a new cell phone.
I think what this breach points to is that we need better control for American consumers over the information in our credit reports.
Also tonight, more allegations of negligence at Equifax. In a statement online, Equifax blamed the May hack on criminals who exploited a U.S. website application vulnerability in Apache Struts software. But Apache says it issued an urgent security patch to fix that vulnerability 2 months earlier on March 7th. Today, Apache said Equifax bears responsibility for lax security.
The Equifax data security breach was absolutely due to their failure to install the associated patches for the Apache Struts project.
Late today, Equifax told NBC News it did not identify the vulnerability until July 29th, when it then took immediate action to stop the intrusion. Among the questions investigators have, why did it then take 6 weeks for Equifax to go public?
They kept Americans at risk during that period of time. We want to know why that is and get to the bottom of it.
It was a week ago today that Equifax announced the breach. That very same day, it was on Capitol Hill lobbying Congress for fewer regulations and liabilities in cases of data breaches. Lester?
All right, Tom Costello tonight. Thank you. Still ahead, a pop star's secret struggle. Selena Gomez surprising fans by revealing a life-saving gift from her best friend.
For the holidays, we get a gift from Mom and Dad.
And every year, we split it equally.
Except for one of us.
I write them a poem instead. And one for each of you, too.
Oh.
That's actually yours, that one, yeah.
Regardless.